So hello guys, Sanugul here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys about counter strafing. If you've been a fan of my channel or you're new here, I actually made a video about 11 months ago about the same thing, which is how to counter strafe, since it was requested by comment in one of my other videos. So the reason why I made this is because I just wanted to clarify a few things, as well as add some new tips, like some tips I forgot from my old video. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's begin. So as you can see here, I scattered a lot of guns, and just like my old video, I just told you how it's going to benefit, like most of these guns benefit this, that. It's actually gonna be useful for every gun except for the Judge and the Bucky and the Shorty, like basically the shotguns. It's going to benefit every gun since you know, they have different kinds of accuracy. You can't hit shots with them while you're moving, except for the SMGs when you're close range, of course. That's basically what I wanted to clarify from my old video, like not specific guns. There are no specific guns that benefit from counter strafing. Every gun does. And yeah, that's basically it. And now let's go back. So what is counter strafing? Counter strafing is the use of your movement keys like A and D. Like it's the best to use A and D to completely stop your momentum or make you go make you stop moving. So as you can see here, I'm pressing A and then D. Then when you hold these two, you're basically not moving. So you're basically using the other direction to negate the momentum from one direction. So why do I think it's useful? It's basically a necessity when it comes to high elo, since there's going to be a lot of ranged battles where it's basically just who gets to one tap the other first. And spraying is not really that viable in high elo unless you're in close range, or if you're lucky in fire range, like with the Phantom. Yeah, it specializes in spraying, so I understand. So first things first, what I want to clarify in my, what I want to add from my old video was how you jiggle peek. So how to jiggle peek and strafe shooting an enemy is basically the same thing, but the jiggle peek being a bit harder since there's a wall and you have to hit the enemy. So the first thing you have to do is when you move, when you press the movement key like A or D, and then you press the opposite direction, make sure to remove the let's use my keystrokes right now for an example. As you can see in the top left, I'm pressing A. Then when I see the enemy, I press D. So when you press D, instead of just holding there like watching him like an idiot, you remove A and then shoot at the same time. So let's see. There's going to be a split second where you're not moving. That makes you fully accurate. So apart from that, this is what strafe shooting is like. If you're wondering how you're doing that, it's basically the same thing, but a bit more free since there's no wall that's blocking your way. You can use this when you're on duels, like about 30 meters away. Just use this to just tap your heads. And oh, and the tip, since this is Val, which is a game based on accuracy, if you want to increase your chance of getting a headshot, don't just tap, because there's something called the first shot spread. As you can see here, the first shot spread for the Vandal is 0.25, which means there's a chance that it wouldn't hit your enemy in the head, even if your crosshairs in their head. So you can see there, it didn't hit, even though it's right on the head. So that's what this bullet spread thing is. So what you're gonna want to do is, instead of tapping, you do a burst of 3 bullets, or two or three bullets. 2 or 3 bullets are good, but I recommend 3 bullets, since the first 3 bullets of the Vandal, the Phantom, the Spectre, most guns, the the first 3 bullets are going to be really accurate. Which is why I recommend using about 3-round bursts when you strafe, when you jiggle peek. So yeah, that's basically that. And for why do I think counter strafing is better than crouching? When in close range, I don't really recommend counter strafing. I recommend spraying, but not the type of spraying that people usually do, which is the one where they shoot about 3 to 4 bullets and then crouch. I mean, yeah, all I can say is it's good. It's good. It's pretty accurate. You can get headshots like pretty frequently with this. But my only problem with it is crouching makes you a sitting duck, which means you're going to be really easy to hit. They can just strafe around. You're going to struggle when it comes to hitting them. And they can just move their crosshair to your head. When they stop, they shoot you, you're dead. That's for long range. But when it comes to close range, you can spray however you want, since it's going to be your advantage because you have more bullets than the enemy. Spraying on far range is also acceptable, but I only prefer you do it when you're using the Phantom or any other gun that does a spray that's pretty far range, which is probably only the Phantom actually. I'm not even sure. So as you can see, just like that. So if you're wondering how do you practice counter strafing, so you can do it from this spot. When you want to jiggle peek, just do it on this spot. Do that, or you can do it from this wall. Play on practice mode. Kill the bots. You can see here. You can gain info, like get info, know where they are. Then that's when you counter strafe and jiggle peek, then shoot. Or you can also just practice here. You do mini strafing movements, and when you go to a complete stop for like this split second, do a burst. Just like that. So what did I want to clarify? From my experience playing with low elo, like my friends who are new to Val, they probably think that other people are shooting them while they're running. Like they're getting headshots while they're running. But yeah, it's pretty understandable since I've been there. Like from my silver to gold elo before I reached Immortal, Diamond, that. So people might usually think that you're hacking if you like do a perfect counter strafe and then just move back to the other direction. Because it's pretty hard to do, honestly, without like doing an actual full stop. So try to get a kill here. Like that. People usually think of that as a run and gun kill, which is actually not. It's just a counter strafe kill. So how do you counter strafe? People use counter strafe. It's simple. Since they have really good crosshair placement on your head, like it's pretty much on default. Like they have their crosshair on your head. You can just crouch, but don't forget to move while you're crouching, or just stop your crouch. And when it comes to jiggle peekers, don't over jiggle peek. Like don't jiggle peek like for several amount of times, because they can just spam you. Like most walls like this, they're wall bangable. And if they're at an angle where you have to jiggle peek like that, they can just spam you. They can wallbang you, which can, indefinitely lead to your death. Which is not advisable. So just get around 1 jiggle peek for info, then try about 2 more for the kill. If you don't kill them, bad luck. If they don't shoot, you can try again. Why not? And yeah, that's it really for this counter strafe video. To recall, counter strafing is when you use the other movement key, the opposite movement key, like to A it's D, to D it's A, to W it's S, and to S is W, vice versa. It's just like that. And using it goes you to full stop. And yeah, that's basically it. And if you're struggling a bit, like if you're a CS player and you're struggling a bit with the movement mechanic in Valorant, there's actually something called glide in Counter Strike, which is basically when you counter strafe, there's going to be a bit of movement before you actually completely stop. That's why people usually delay. Like when they peek, when they do a jiggle peek, they usually press D before they even come out because there's a small movement delay in CS. Unlike in Val, when you press the opposite movement key, you go to a full stop immediately. So if you're a CS player, just don't be afraid. It's pretty much easier here since the spread is not that bad compared to CS, and it's basically you're basically full stop. Like it's basically just standing when you counter strafe here in Val, compared to CS where there's a bit of movement. So you don't have to delay your shots when you're counter strafing, since it's basically instant when you press D. As you can see here. Yeah, and that's basically it. Don't forget to use counter strafing when you're doing long range duels. It's going to benefit you, like really benefit you. And yeah, that's it really for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. If you liked it, please like the video, comment, share it with your friends who needs to see this. And I'll see you guys again in the next video.